All right, so let's talk about Geminis. So, what I like to say about Geminis is that out of all the signs in the zodiac, of course, next to Leo, they are the most fun. I swear, like Geminis really know how to have like a good ass fucking time. Just know how to just like turn up, like really. Anytime I link up with a Gemini, we fuck shit up. It's like we're the life of the party, we're the legends of the night. You know what I mean? Stories galore. Like out of my entire life, I've had the most fun with Geminis. I think it's because their symbol is the twins, and a lot of times the twins are depicted as children and as babies sometimes. And all children really want to fucking do is have fun, and like I said, they genuinely know how to have fun. Because it's like, you ever walk into a situation where it may have been like the club or a party, and the energy is just so stale. And I have Sun and Mercury in the 12th house, so I can feel everything and understand what's going on. And it's like, I feel like in those situations, it's like everybody's coming in there with their own agenda. Like, some people just want to come out just so they can be seen. Some people just want to come out to see if they can hook up with anybody. Some people just want to hook up to network and make connections and see who they can meet. That's important. And it's like, I hate it. I hate it when I walk into those situations, because it's like, damn, is anybody here to actually have fun? Is anybody here to actually turn up or no? But with a Gemini, it's literally it's always jokes, it's always fun, it's always games, like, and that's why I love Geminis. But and they can be some of the most friendliest people. They definitely know how to work a room. They definitely know how to work a room. Definitely know how to float around the room and interact and talk with everybody. But I think that may be one of their downfalls, for the simple fact that Geminis, they are very curious kind of people. Like one thing I noticed about Geminis, like, they're always like, what, oh wow, like, what is that, or what does that do, and or what does this mean, and how did you get from here to there? Like, they are genuinely interested in little tidbits and little facts and things like that. They love picking up like little bits of information, and like, they're genuinely interested. And I feel like a lot of times people can take advantage of their curiosity. What I mean by that is, let me give you an example. A few years ago, a good friend of mine who was a Gemini, and we were on the beach, and it was me, her, the Gemini, and our other friend. And it's me, a guy, and two chicks. So we're walking, we're doing whatever, we're doing our thing on the beach, and there were these guys who approached my friends, and they were flirting or whatever the case might be, and we had ended up walking to this one particular area of the beach, and my friend, the Gemini, because Geminis are so flighty and just all over the place, she ended up walking off with one of the guys in their little group. And me, Leo's sun in the 12th house, Mercury in the 12th house, I get feelings, I get, premonitions, I get any, like I said, I trust my instinct, and I trust my intuition. So they had walked off, and they were walking, they were walking, they were walking, and before you know it, I couldn't see them anymore. And I'm like, okay, I'm starting to get a weird feeling, and I'm not liking it. So the two guys, me and the other chick, we were still chilling with the two guys, and it was kind of weird because it was like, okay, it's three guys in one group, two girls and one guy in the other group. It would be even if I was a girl, but it was kind of like, I kind of felt like one of the dudes was like flirting with the girl, but the other dude is like, okay, what do me and you have to talk about? We don't have shit to talk about. I mean, we can just have general conversation, but I know what you guys are on the beach for, and I can't, unless you swing that way, there's nothing that I could do for you. So, and really, there's nothing that you can do for me because you're not even my type, but that's not even the point. But, you know, after a while, I'm like, where the fuck is she at? Like, and I'm starting to get worried at this point. A few minutes goes by, and I'm expecting them to come back. I'm like, yo, where the fuck are they at? So tell me why. And let me remind you, I kind of already had an attitude because I was kind of going through it on the beach. Like, I had a wardrobe malfunction, and it stressed me out, and I had a headache, so I was slightly annoyed. So I'm just like, yo, where the fuck are they at? So I get up and I start walking to go find them. And what was so weird that the two guys, they was like, no, 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 wait, come back. I was like, what? I said, fuck no, I'm gonna go look for my friend. Because they were being normal and they were being cool all the way up until that point. To where I said, I'm gonna go look for my friend, the Gemini. And that's when they were like, no, 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 stay here. So I'm like, what? Why? The fuck? I don't. What are y'all gay? Do y'all trying to flirt with me or something? Why would I sit here and stay with y'all? And like what? So I said, fuck that. I'm looking for my friend, and I started walking. So I finally, after like I walked like 3 or 4 blocks down the strip, I found her, and they were in like some fucking back alleyway next to the guy's car, and they were like talking or whatever. And I was like, damn, I was about to say her name, because her dad was on the beach as well, and her dad does this loud ass whistle, and that means y'all need to get the fuck over here right now when y'all hear that whistle. Let me tell you, you can hear that shit from 10 miles away. So when I found her, I was like, yo, your dad is calling us. We need to get the fuck back because he been calling us. And she was like, are you serious? I was lying because I was kind of irritated. And, you know, I'm kind of like, yo, I don't want to talk to these dudes because they ain't really, like, giving me nothing that I'm like, they're not satisfying me in any kind of way, not even with their conversation, not even with casual conversation. I'm like, fuck these dudes. So I was like, yo, we need to go. So tell me why. After we left from the guys and because she told me, she was like, oh damn, my dad's calling me, I gotta go. And he was trying to keep her to stay, but she was like, no, I gotta go. So finally, when we get away from the guys, she was like, oh my gosh, Scorpion Prince, like, thank you so much for coming to get me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because me, I'm not gonna lie, see, I'm not a cock blocker in any way, shape, or form. But on that night, I'm sorry, I had to cock block because I had a headache, I was irritated, and I was ready to go. And it's like, if something were to happen to her, I wouldn't want to be the one who would be responsible. You know what I'm saying? For her ass disappearing or getting kidnapped. Which was about to be the case because she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy you came to get me. Because, girl, he was trying to get me in his car. He was trying to get me to go with him. And I didn't even know where we was going. And I felt like he was on some fuck shit. And I was like, why the fuck would you walk off with him? And if you were going to walk off with him, why the fuck would you walk off with him that fucking far? To where we can't even see you. And that was just one instance. But I've had a lot of Gemini friends. And I find myself constantly having to get them out of shit because of their curiosity. Oh, I didn't know that they was going to do that. Or I didn't know that this was going to happen. Or I didn't know. I just wanted to see. I just wanted to try. And it's like, no. You know, it's like constantly constantly like, you know how when you be walking down the street and if you have hair and make it caught like in a tree or in a branch or some shit and you gotta kind of have somebody help you get your hair out of the goddamn branches and shit. I feel like that's what I have to constantly do with my Gemini counterpart. It's like, Gemini, you have to stop. I'm not going to say don't be curious, but you need to be more discerning with your curiosity and understand that I know you like to talk to everybody. I know you like to be friendly with everybody. But, you know, everybody doesn't have your best interests at heart, especially a fucking stranger. You know, Geminis are very quick to make friends. Like, everybody's not your friend. Everybody doesn't have the, you know, the good intentions. And, you know, one thing about, you know, Geminis being really friendly with people is that people like to say that Geminis are fake and phony, which they can be. But I do feel like out of all of the air signs, they are the most loyal and they are the most real. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing: yes, Gemini's with people with their acquaintances and people that they're in like platonic relationships with, and with strangers, it's like, yeah, they can be fake, they can be phony, they can be all that. But with people who are like their genuine friends, they are like genuine friends. It's like I've never really had. Of course, me and Gemini's, we have our issues, but they've never done anything totally like horrible to me to where I'm like, oh wow, you're really a fake ass bitch. It's like no, they typically do that only with like strangers and with people like their coworkers and shit. Like with people who are really in their life, they're not gonna act that way. But the thing about it, Gemini, is that when you interact with the outside world, like with strangers and coworkers and just people out in society, I know the way that you communicate and connect with people is through mirroring them. And I've heard a lot of Geminis say, even like on YouTube too, like, well, that's just how Geminis communicate. And if we don't like because we're doing is reflecting you. And if you don't like what we're how we're communicating with you or what we're reflecting back to you, you must not like yourself. And it's like, no, bitch, I love myself actually. I just don't like a bitch imitating me. And that's what I feel like you're doing. And that can be very offensive. Some people are like oblivious to the shit. Some people can't even tell. But a bitch like me, I can tell when somebody is mirroring me. I can tell when somebody's trying to reflect my energy back, and it's like, don't do that shit to me. Don't insult my intelligence like that. Because it's not that I don't like myself. I just don't like other bitches trying to act like me. That's what it is, and I feel like with me, I have a Mars. See, I have Mars in Gemini, and my South Node is in Gemini. So I've been there. I've done this. With me, it's like, no, bitch. When you come to me, when you interact with me, you gotta come real. You gotta come as yourself. Or as a Gemini, be anybody who the fuck you want to be. Just don't act like me. That's one thing about it, and and it's very hard for. I mean, like I said, except for people who are really in their lives and people who they're really close to, it's really hard for a Gemini to be themselves with people because they really feel like. Well, I mean, I feel like most people are multifaceted, but it's like no, they really believe like no, there's absolutely no way that I can just be one way all the time. Like I'm way too multifaceted. Maybe one day I want to be this, or maybe one day I want to be that, and I totally understand because my son is in the 12th house, and I also like to take on different personalities and different looks and different moods and etc. But I feel like just for the sake of consistency, bitch, you need to be consistent. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of hard, and it's kind of like I don't know. It is fake. It is, however you want to see it. You can say, oh, I'm a multifaceted person or whatever. But when you're literally changing your thought process and your ideologies and your way of thinking from one way to the next in a matter of moments, I know you don't think it's fake. You just feel like, bitch, that's just human nature. Everybody changes over time. Everybody has but it's like, okay, realistically, like real shit, that just seems fake. And it seems phony, and it seems inconsistent. It seems flighty. And one thing that annoys me, that I actually have Gemini, I actually have their side on this. People say that Geminis talk too much, which they can't. Okay, they do. They do talk too much, and I don't even think it's necessarily that. Like, I don't think it's that they talk too much, because like other signs talk a hell of a lot. Like Aquariuses, they talk a hell of a lot. But at least with the Gemini, if they do talk a lot, at least it's a back and forth conversation. Like they actually want to interact with you. But with an Aquarius, maybe even a Capricorn, it's like, bitch, it's like a one-sided conversation. And it's like, no. At least with Geminis, at least they like a back and forth. I really don't even think that they talk too much. I just feel like a lot of times they speak a little bit too freely. Like they'll literally say whatever the fuck comes to their head. And I feel like that's why a lot of times they can seem fake in their or disingenuous in their opinions, because they literally will spew out their every fucking thought that they have. And it's like everybody, if you have a brain, then you're always having conflicting thoughts in your head. But that's why it's in your head and you don't speak that shit. So I really think that's the problem with Geminis, is that they just speak a little bit too freely. Whatever comes to their mind, they just fucking say it. But yeah, Gemini, I really feel like that's it. I really don't have too, like, I love Geminis. I really do. Like, yeah, I love Geminis. I can't go too hard on them because they really haven't gave me a reason to. But yeah, Gemini, get your shit together. This is your boy, Scorpion Prince. Peace.